All right. Okay, so we are doing Tarte today, and I have no makeup on. And I'm going to show you, and I just washed my face, so it gets all kind of like red and splotchy when I wash my face because I used pretty warm water, but I wanted to take off everything that was there. So I'm going to apply Tarte, share my thoughts about it. I've used it a couple times now. And the interesting thing about it, and I'm only using one part of their line. So one of the things that we have to remember is that you guys asked, you know, how do we find a clean makeup? And the term clean is totally subjective. So if it's something that is clean, does that mean toxin free? Or does that mean synthetic free? And now he's gonna hump that thing right behind us on screen. Thank you, Dash. At least he's behind me now. What are you doing? Go sit down. Sorry, I know you guys have dogs too, right? 85% of the population has a dog, so I think you guys can relate. The rest of you are like, just move along. All right, so the part of Tarte that I used was only one part of, so all of their shape tape stuff is zero clean. So there's too many toxins and problems within that line to bother with. So I didn't bother with that. The Amazonian clay portion, and usually like when you go into a makeup store, they'll be on different sides. So you'll see the total Amazonian side, and then you'll see the shape tape side. So the shape tape side is not clean. So if you're looking for a clean brand and you're looking for something that you could just walk into a store and buy, Tarte used to be pretty clean. They were purchased by a Japanese company, and now there's things in it like fragrance and certain synthetics that you maybe don't want. So that's where, you know, I tried to kind of choose what would work for a generally clean line. So I'm using the Amazonian clay. I want to preface something that the Amazonian clay foundation, anything that says 16-hour full coverage foundation means there's gonna be heavy silicone in there. So silicone is plastic. That's what enables it to become like a cake face, you know, full coverage. So my husband knew I was doing Tarte tonight, and he goes, so I'm gonna have like a wife that looks caked on, and he's not used to that. So those of you who are used to using Savvy Minerals know that the Savvy Minerals line, you could have fairly heavy coverage, but I was one of the Savvy users that only used the powder foundation because I wanted you to still be able to see my skin and feel like it was just like a second skin, but not like totally cased on. So I was telling Tim, like, the thing about this, and I'll just apply it as we're talking here. And if I back up, you can see my skin tone a little bit more. The more I come forward, the light blows it out. So I want you to be able to see, like I have some little redness here. I put some on the back of my hand just so I can, for ease of use, but you can see that's a very covering. It's going to cover my entire skin, and I have very red skin, and I don't like the red skin. So some of you who are makeup artists will say she just chose the absolute wrong color. And I have two different colors in this that I have used. And this one actually, like when I'm in a normal lighting situation, matches the undertone. You can kind of see it. There's like, see right in here, there's this under yellow tone, but I have this totally red. And again, I just washed my face too. So I have this redness to my skin that I don't like. And so I like the fact that I can like cover over and totally get it so that I'm not in a situation of having this like red Rudy face. So that really does drive me crazy. So just so that you're aware. So you can see it much more covered on this side. I haven't really done that side yet, but it and see when I'm backed up, you can see it's a little bit better. It'll blend more. So it's always funny doing these makeup tutorials because the lighting is fake lighting, you know, I'm using a ring light. So you're not going to be able to see like the full tone, but I'll show you my hand here because it does match my actual skin color pretty well, but it's covering everything. So I'm using this, whatever you call these things, because this one has a really fine mesh to it, so it won't be streaky. And always do your neck, so don't forget to do your neck. But like, even the back of my hand, you can see like the color is more correct. You can see my skin. And again, it might be the camera too, because I am not this red. Like when I'm looking in the mirror, that looks like I'm red, but I'm not that red. So always funny when lighting on the camera changes everything. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking a little crazy. So full coverage and me don't really mix. So what I mean by that is I'm not a big fan of like the full coverage, because I feel like it becomes too much. Some of you guys really love it. But as far as like color, you can see my hand, it does match. Whatever Zoom is doing with this, I am not that red, so I don't know what it's doing with that down there, but Zoom is funny with colors, and my ears are not that pink either. I can see them in the mirror here. Who knows what's going on? Okay, so what's wrong with this brand though? You can't get it off. Just really, you can't get it off. So what happens is, and I'm going to use their Risque blush. So, oh, actually, no, I want to use a little bit of their powder. And I just got this because I do want to set it a little bit. And I'd like to do one where I'm just using this powder, because I think that from a full coverage perspective, this is a little aggressive for any savvy user. And the fact of the matter is that some of you are wanting good coverage, but you're wanting more natural. So this is going to warm it up a little bit for me here, because I'm just using a little bit of a setting powder here. And this is and the colors I'm using, by the way, this was the light, medium, neutral. It's color number 26N. And this one is just the light powder. So that's just bringing my face tone down again. And again, not sure what's going on down there. That's okay. And the different blushes that I had from them, one of them is a little bit darker, dazzled. So this color reminds me a lot of the color I use from Savvy, which is the I Do Believe You're Blushing. So I'm just gonna lightly dust it here, and just to get a little bit of color back in. Some people will use like the threes, like making like a 3 if you're using like some contouring. But already it's looking way better, right? So already you can see I've got some color back in my face, and that's good. And then obviously eyes and whatnot. So I'm going to do my lips first, a little bit backwards. But the biggest issue with the Amazonian Clay foundation, like the 16-hour full coverage, is the silicones. It's riddled with silicones. So not toxic. So silicones are not toxic. It's just plastic. You're putting plastic on your face. So that means that your face doesn't breathe. And breathability is important to me. So I do like these little lipsticks though, and I can't pronounce it. I tried on the last video and it's just, I made a butchering of it. Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump, but that has stuff in it that plumps your lips. I can feel it. It's like, it's whatever it's in there has probably not the best. So I'm working up all of the ingredients that are potentially bad, but I'm sharing with you the actual product here. Okay, so I put on this yesterday. I did a little preview of this eye makeup for you. And I'm just using the Tartelette Tease color. And it's good colors, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm really sensitive to eye makeup. This one didn't get in my eyes and cause any problems. So I wore it all day yesterday. So from yesterday morning all the way through to the evening, and it stayed on and it was fine. About halfway through the day though, I had like itchy eyes issue. So my eyes felt a little, like my eyelids felt a little itchy. So that just means that there's something, the minerals were not responding well. Like I wasn't super happy with the minerals. So I'm kind of getting away from using powder eye makeup because it's too messy and it just gets everywhere, and I don't like the minerals and that getting in my eyes. So I'm using cream makeup, eye makeup lately. So we'll get into that. I do know a couple brands that carry it, so we're going to show you that and the other brand ones that we're doing. But I'm just creating a little contour for my eye here, nothing too major, but then I'll do some good eyeliner so you can kind of see that. And I'm going to go back with the light and just blend it. And then we will, oh, I was using the wrong one. There it is. Okay, I have a funny thing that I do with mineral powder, which I can't use with Tarte, but I can do it with some of the other brands that we have, which is I use this one for my roots. So when I have mineral powder, works really good to cover roots. And we'll show that to you maybe next week when my hair roots are growing out and you can see all my gray. And I found a color match on Bare Minerals that I can do root covering up, because I do that with Savvy. And see, now look what's gone wrong. I don't know that you guys can see that, but it dripped all over here. So that's always an issue for me. And I know, like, the stupid makeup tricks, and I just don't have time for them. I'm not going to sit there and put a tissue under my eye. And so I used to be a wedding photographer for many years, and I sat through hundreds of women getting their makeup put on by makeup artists. And I watched all the tricks and all the things. And sometimes I thought, why are you doing that? You know, we all have our own ways of putting on makeup, and some of you guys do really, really intense work and some of you don't. You know, it is what it is. So that was just the palette. And now I'm going to use the Man Eater mascara. And again, this mascara I wore all day today, and it didn't give me any hassles. So sometimes I have hassles with my eyelashes, and if it starts flaking or if it starts, you know, all that, this didn't give me any hassles today. So I was a little surprised by that. And this is called the Man Eater. Now, again, we're not reviewing every single ingredient in these. I'm just demoing it so you can see kind of my initial thoughts on it. And I'm going to share my initial thoughts on how I felt this wore, because frankly, there's a big pro and a big con. So I'm going to share with you both. So again, eyes, all from Tarte. Skin, I don't know how you can see, if it will focus in. I have a lot of like color here. I get this line here that will cake in with makeup. You know, I'm always like this. I'm getting the lines here. I have some, like, you guys can see here, maybe it's just, I've got wrinkles. You know, I'm 48 years old, so I've got things that are, you know, still acne coming on and stuff like that. But again, it's so funny. See, it matches now. It's not matching my, what is it, the décolletage or whatever, but it is in my trusty little mirror right here. I match really well. So it's just a product. And I think if I move back further, everything kind of matches better. So once you see the actual lighting, right? Not so bad. Okay, so let me share with you real quick my pros and cons on this product line, just generally, like how it feels on. So it is full coverage. So I definitely feel like that I have makeup on. I like that with Savvy and some of the other brands, like you can kind of decide the level. So that's where, you know, using just the, like, where is it now? Here, just this, just the actual, what do they call it? Smooth operator. This is their pressed foundation. I used light. They only have like 5 colors or something in this, but just using this, I could do that. It's clay, it's just tinted pressed finishing powder, but you could use that if you didn't need to cover over all the things. I do have their creaseless concealer, which again, I could take the makeup off and do just the concealer on a few areas. Like I have this little thing right here that's always there. It's a little vein that I would cover over just a couple areas, maybe just a little bit under the eyes. Creaseless concealers never are creaseless for me. I always end up seeing the little, you know, kind of gathers under the eye, but this one's not bad, and I have used it before. So, and this one for me is light honey, and it matches my skin tone perfectly. I'm not going to put it on now because I already have all the other makeup on, but if I just wanted to do just the concealer and the powder, again, this one isn't super bad. There's a lot of ingredients in it. Again, if you're okay with different synthetics that aren't toxic. So remember, all of these companies, most of these companies that claim clean, you know, clean is a word that you can say, well, it's a synthetic, but it's toxic. It's not toxic. Okay, so where I draw the line on some of the Tarte products is they have fragrance in them. That is a no-go for me. So, you know, if I open something and can smell it, like fragrance wise, not minerals, because minerals do have an aroma to them, but if it's like, whoa, there's like an aroma on my face, not really gonna fly, you know. The other thing is that this stuff does not come off. So that can be a good thing. Like if I'm blowing my nose or whatever, it doesn't move. Whereas other brands that I use, and I'm like, I just blew my nose, and you guys saw my face before I put the makeup on. I have a really red nose. That is true. Like I have a very red nose. So I don't want that red nose. So I want to be able to, so I, you know, often would have to just apply powder back on my nose because I just, you know, blew my nose too much or something. I have sinusitis, so there's that issue of that. But I mean, it is nice that it stays on, but there's 2 problems. One, about 2 to 3 hours into wearing this makeup. So when I put it on in the morning, I've done this several times. There's like an itchiness under my skin. It's not like the powder itchiness where you feel like powder itchiness. It's just like my skin can't breathe. You know, like help. I need to breathe and I'm choking under here. So that's where so many people switched over to Savvy Minerals. The thing that was so astounding to us all was my face looks better now without makeup. Like not better than with the makeup, but better than it used to look nude, right? So when you take your makeup off, we have all these kind of weird imperfections because our skin can't breathe under the makeup. And so with the breathable makeup, which there are some brands I'm going to be testing that are breathable, that have no silicones in them. And that's something that you might want to weigh. So that's where, like, if you were just going to Ulta or Sephora or something and needed to find something quickly, I would say go with something like the pressed powder that doesn't have, like, the shape tape is out because that has too many carcinogens and other things in it that you don't want. But like the smooth operator wasn't so bad. Now, if you have super dark skin, I think they had like a darker one, but they don't have like super dark. And that's, again, we went over that last time, that, you know, you might just need a blotting powder or something like that. So again, the blushes were not bothersome to me either. So I'm thinking from the perspective of how did my skin feel? So, you know, that's an interesting thing of like, it just couldn't breathe. The second issue, which is really concerning to me, is I could not get this stuff off the first time I put it on. I washed my face 5 or 6 times with several different things that I have here, from my soaps to Young Living soaps to you know, a Norwex cloth, like heat it up really well and just put the thing on and like tried to scrub it off. I mean, I really at the end, I had to like look in the magnifying mirror with a hot Norwex cloth and like it would not come off. So I asked several employees and they were like, yeah, you need this or you need that. And all the things that they were recommending to me were highly synthetic, terrible things. I'm like, I'm not putting that on my face. So I did a test today and put some of this makeup on and then wore it for a little bit and then went ahead and used like the fragrance-free Neutrogena microcellular or something, like it's this new stuff that's basically vitamin C or something like that. Like it just eats away at it because it's high vitamin content and it worked. So I was like, okay, that's helpful because that's like low toxicity, you know, and it's a makeup remover, which I don't typically use a makeup remover. You know, I'm usually just using a wet cloth. So that's kind of, you know, those of you who like full coverage, this is not bad. And again, if you're okay with the silicones, the actual there's I think 3 or 4 different types of plastics in here that are not toxic. There, it's just what makes it on, you know. So that's the thing. Now, again, I am sort of moving away from the powdered makeup. I'm going to be doing another Bare Minerals review for you because I ended up going ahead and getting the eye makeup so that we could see that as well. And I got the brush. So this just came in today. So I'll be able to actually do that. Like I use the Tarte brush because I think that, you know, they match certain things. This is actually a nice brush. I like their brushes. I think their brushes are good. But I want to be able to share with you that whole, you know, the whole experience. So that was something that many of you helped on. So I really appreciate that. We paid for about half of the makeup so far. The makeup has been about $2,500, just so you're aware of the pricing on buying 10 brands of makeup. It's a lot of money. So I thank you guys for your donations just to help pay for half of it. That was awesome. So if you're interested in donating $5, $10, you can go to 31oils.com and look for the makeup donation site. We have so many more brands to cover. I even bought a brand today, just the basics, because I can't get their full line, but $50 to buy something from Australia that all of you guys are like, it's the best. And I'm like, they don't sell it here. But I decided we're going to try this one random brand. I don't know how long it's going to take to get here, but it looked pretty cool and thought it would be interesting, at least for some of you guys in a different country, to see something. But yeah, that's it for this. So that's just my the basic overview. In the group, Club 31 Oils, I'm going to be giving you the full rundown of my top 10 issues with, like, each company has to meet a certain criteria. Did they meet all of them? What did they not meet? So you're going to end up with a nice spreadsheet at the end of all this with all the companies, because we have a lot to cover. And again, just remember, not all of these are clean. Some of the brands have a cleanish line. Some of the brands are really clean. So we're going to be able to kind of decipher which ones are right for you. And hopefully this was helpful to you, because again, I think it's important for some of us to be able to just go into a store and get something. Right now, I've just done 3, right? We did 3 that you can get from a store. So that's, we did Bare Minerals, Tarte, and we just did a little bit of Juice Beauty. So I am talking with the Juice Beauty line to see if we can get the other stuff, because Ulta does not carry, they only carry their foundation and powder. But otherwise, this was Tarte. So I hope that this was helpful for you. And we're going to see you guys on the next one. Stick around for the after show, those of you guys on here, because we're going to start up with our after show content. All right, we'll see you guys soon.